Hello, I would like to talk about people who have abandoned their dreams and how they interact with the people who live in their environment. Something I've noticed about people who gave up on a dream is that most of them never truly stop talking about them, at least not directly, not openly, but indirectly, subconsciously, through bitterness, through warnings, through the way they look at people who still believe, often without noticing it themselves. I don't think that happens by accident. I think abandoned dreams leave scars, invisible ones. They kind of reshape the way a person sees life itself. Because people rarely kill their dreams in one dramatic moment, it almost never happens like that. It happens slowly, quietly. A dream does not usually die from one failure. It dies from repeated disappointment, from trying again and again only to watch reality remain unmoved. At first, the person is hopeful, usually when they are young, full of energy and full of time. Then they feel exhausted, then doubtful, then practical, and eventually it results in something they won't admit is a surrender. They start calling it maturity, realism, wisdom. They start saying things like, life doesn't work like that. Be realistic. Dreams don't pay bills. You should focus on something safer. And maybe sometimes they are right. Maybe reality did really crush them. Maybe life cornered them so many times that hope itself became painful to carry. Because that is something nobody talks about. Hope can become torture, especially when it survives longer than your strength does. There are people walking around today who abandoned their dreams years ago, but still secretly imagine them at night, still wonder what if I had continued, still feel something painful when they see someone else trying. And I think that pain changes people, not always into cruel people, sometimes into fearful people, protective people, people who mistake emotional survival for truth. Some people discourage others not because they hate dreamers, but because dreamers remind them of a version of themselves they lost. And that is tragic. Imagine carrying a dream for years, only to bury it with your own hands. Imagine forcing yourself to stop believing because believing hurts too much. After enough disappointment, some people stop attacking failure. They start attacking possibility itself, psychologically, not necessarily being conscious of it or doing it out of malice, but because if somebody else succeeds, then it means my own surrender was not inevitable, and that thought can be unbearable. So they say things like, grow up, life isn't a movie, stop wasting your time. People like us don't succeed. But sometimes hidden beneath those sentences, there is grief. Not malice or evilness, grief, something resembling envy, the envy of someone who once wanted more from life, the grief of someone who once imagined another future, the grief of someone who slowly became smaller just to survive reality. And when someone tries to pursue their dream, the pain, the unconscious pain, which they don't only feel in a heart, but also in a mind, makes them unconsciously believe that they have to stop them from wasting their time, from engaging into something unrealistic, from being someone who lives in a dreams. They want them to wake up to reality, which they consider as salvation, because life is about reality, not dreams. It's as if they are screaming at your face. Those who succeed to achieve their dreams are special ones, and you are not. If you carry on trying to transform reality into a dream, you're likely going to encounter a nightmare that life is going to throw at your face like cold water to wake you up from your slumber. So you have the choice to let go on your dream now or let life and the harsh reality that stem from it have you do it later, forcefully, which might imply wasted time, wasted energy, and a waste of years of your life. That is a bitter projection right through at the world. And the frightening part is how this spreads. Yes, and you can feel it when you hear some people speak. You can sense all the frustration and the bitterness bleeding through. Whenever you are going to mention your dream, we are going to give you a piece of good advice, telling you things like, do this now and you do that later. Take this exam now, get a stable job, and you can pursue your dream later when you have the money and you have the means to do it, and so on. But they'll never tell you that later almost never comes. The fact is that adult dreams rarely die alone. Sometimes they become inherited fears. A father who failed teaches caution instead of ambition. A mother who suffered teaches survival instead of possibility. An older brother who gave up teaches disenchantment instead of wonder, laughing at younger dreamers before they can even begin. Once again, not because they are evil, but because disappointment taught them to distrust hope itself. And maybe the saddest part is this. Many people who abandon their dreams never stop loving them. They simply stop believing they were capable of reaching them. So the dream remains there, underground, buried alive, hidden beneath responsibilities, fatigue, routine, and years of silence. Still breathing, still alive, still painful, still capable of awakening when they hear certain songs, when they see certain people, or watch someone brave enough to try. That's why some reactions feel strangely emotional, because deep down, people are not always reacting to your dream. Sometimes they are reacting to the funeral of their own. And I think we misunderstand these people. We call them negative, we call them close minded, discouraging. And yes, sometimes they are, but sometimes they are simply wounded dreamers who stay too long beside the grave of the life they once imagined. Abandoned dreams never truly disappear, they continue living inside people, shaping the way they speak, the way they advise, the way they fear, the way they raise others. That is why some people became prisoners of the very dreams they used to carry themselves, not because they were born without hope, but because hope broke their hearts. I think that's all I had to say today regarding this matter. See you next time.